This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview.
Hello, joining us today at Stockbox is Nick Tulloch, the CEO of Voyager Life. Hi Nick, how are you doing?
Morning, Pam. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Great, thank you. Well, wonderful to have you with us today. Now, from the trading update today, we can see you've not had much luck in recent times. Now, there's a couple of mergers that didn't go through, Northern Leaf and an unnamed European company. Would you say that it's positive that it's happened now rather than further down the line after that they proceeded with the deal? How do you feel about this?
Well, sort of mixed feelings, really. I mean, I'm feeling a little bit like sort of the bride standing at the altar. It's been an interesting start to the year. We spent the first 3 months working with Northern Leaf, looking to combine with them. This is a medicinal cannabis facility based in Jersey. We eventually had to walk away from that deal in very early April because it became apparent that Northern Leaf's financial position was perhaps far more urgent than we'd previously understood. We very quickly found a new partner, quite a different partner, a European-based business that would have had a similar effect in increasing the scale of the company. And we got to the stage actually as recently as the weekend before last, where we had an agreed arrangement with the management team. But one of their shareholders, a private equity business, just did not feel that the UK public markets was right for them. And so, again, at the point of getting together, the rug was pulled from under us. But you're right; it's better to know these things before the deal is done. And although it's been a period of some frustration and sort of capped by the fact that we've made no secret of the fact that we have opportunities at Voyager itself that would require funding, but always plan to raise that money as part of these deals. And we find ourselves now, again, in my analogy, standing at the altar by ourselves, but still with similar requirements.
Yes, well, also in the trading update, we can see that, of course, Voyager's share price has fallen by approximately 60%. Now, of course, this is disappointing for shareholders. What's your thoughts on this, and what would you say to your shareholders?
I think when the Northern Leaf deal ended, there was always going to be a little bit of flack. I mean, it's rather like the breakup, again, like another analogy, a breakup of a marriage. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. There's always challenges on both sides. And so I think we expected our share price to be damaged as part of Northern Leaf. It's only natural. You're about to get together on a merger. It doesn't happen. There's going to be an element of disappointment. I think for me, the irony is, and this is probably reflected in the second half of the announcement, in many ways, Voyager has never been in such a strong position on its trading side in terms of new customers and opportunities. I've been distracted over the last few months on corporate transactions, but the business itself on winning new customers and expanding what we've got has probably never been so good. So that bit is not reflected in the share price fall. I think what the market is saying is there a future for Voyager if it's sort of dance with two people? Who's it going to go with next? But looking at where we are on customers, we're actually very, very pleased with how the business is progressing.
Yes, and we will move on to that. We'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment. But just to bring it back to today's trading update, to quote the trading update today, you say Voyager's financial position is considerably constrained. So what funding options are you looking at moving forward?
Well, we're quoted on Aquis, so the first step would be to look for new investors or existing shareholders to back us on an equity fundraising. We have always run ourselves on a very frugal and very conservative basis. I've sometimes in the past made jokes about the fact I'm true to my Scottish roots and I have a fear of spending money. So we're not a company that has lavish facilities or a high cost base. What we do focus our money on is producing excellent products for our customers and building our business that way. In terms of how we would raise funds, there's existing shareholders and investors. We have been the recipient of government support and government grants in the past. That tends to be on a match funding basis where we raise £1 and the government would contribute £1. We can look at debt facilities. We do have real customers with real orders looking to produce for us to produce products for them. So there could be some element of invoice factoring or a similar debt facility. So we're not without options. The announcement this morning has also provoked some inbound conversation as well. We hoped it would, and it has. We've had people get in touch, say, well, you've got an interesting business, what can we do? We'll look to build on that. I've been talking to the staff this morning, who obviously have seen the announcement too, and want to know what the position is. And the position is reflecting the announcement. We need to raise funds in the near term, but the near term doesn't end tomorrow. We've got a runway to continue the business as normal, as we look to build on what we've done and attract those new investors.
Wonderful. Well, it's not all negative news. There is good news today as well. You mentioned that you've been successful in pitching a new customer for your manufacturing division, Voyager Can, with an initial order value of up to 30,000. Now, how did you secure this contract, and what's the strategy for the manufacturing side of the business? Tell me more.
We are absolutely over the moon with this contract. We never reveal the names of the customers we make products for. If it's under their brand, we always sort of stand in the shadows. That's just how contract manufacturing goes. But this is a customer that is a well-known name up and down the UK. They're a leader in their field. They're anticipating their first order is around about 30,000. Actually, it could even be a tiny, tiny bit more than that. And assuming the products sell well, we'd expect further monthly or bi-monthly orders going forward. Sorry to turn the phone off. In terms of how we won it, what I've always been pleased with Voyager is we have got a good standing in the market. We're able to win customers that I think others in our sector have struggled with, because we do our own manufacturing. We're very transparent. We're very open in terms of the process we operate. And sometimes when customers get involved in CBD or cannabis at the outset, it's a bit of a step into the unknown. We're all told at school cannabis is dangerous, cannabis is illegal, cannabis will do bad things for you. The reverse is actually true. There's a huge amount of benefit in the plant. But when customers get involved in that industry, first of all, they rely heavily on trust, they rely heavily on information, and that's how we tend to lead. We help our customers through the journey as to what's legal, what can you do, what can you say, what can't you say. That tends to be how we've been successful. But as I say, this particular customer, we are over the moon. It is the single biggest order that we have had since Voyager began, and it has the promise of being repeated on a regular basis if the customer sells the products that we're making for them. So it's a bittersweet day for Voyager in that we haven't completed a corporate transaction we hope to complete, but in return we've won a customer that's far bigger than anything we've done in the past. Yes.
So from what you're saying then, on the ground, you're still moving forward, and you're moving forward fast. I mean, it sounds quite exciting. You mentioned that it's a national brand. They've got stores up and down the country, have they?
They have stores, they sell online, and they sell through third parties as well.
Bringing it back to your manufacturing division, are you able to disclose even some of the customers that you're currently manufacturing for?
We're very much like a Swiss bank in that we don't disclose the customers that we make products if it's in their brand. We're happy to sort of say where Voyager products are sold. We can talk about the types of customers though. We've been very big in pet care. You can see that through Pets at Home, but we also make products for other pet companies where they sell under their brand. The other area we've been very strong in is actually sexual health. For a while, actually, our single best product on the white label side was a lubricant, but we've also extended that range to others. Elsewhere, CBD oils are extremely popular. That's sort of where everyone sort of starts with CBD, taking CBD orally through a CBD oil. But we've tended to be stronger on the cosmetic and the topical side. So we have a product that's suitable for conditions like eczema and psoriasis. That's done extremely well. And we have customers who sell through Amazon, through QVC. People often say, where will I find Voyager products? And I say, well, you'll find them in supermarkets, and you'll find them in high street chemists and high street health stores. They may not be labeled Voyager, but they were still made by us. And yeah, lovely to have your own brand is a huge success, but actually I'm just as pleased if a product we've made finds its way to the store, finds its way to the shelf of a major supermarket. You know, that's still our creation. The fact it's got someone else's label on, that's neither here nor there. We still made it, and we've produced the success. Hopefully, the customer will have through using it.
Yeah, well, you'll definitely have me wondering next time I see CBD products on the shelf. Is this Voyager really behind this packaging? But in terms of packaging under your own brand name, you mentioned today that after successfully selling on the Pets at Home website, you're soon going to be going into their stores too.
We're hoping to. The plan was always to start online, and if that goes well, then move into their stores. We've been online with them for 6 months, actually. It was sort of November last year. They've made several reorders. We have 4 products that are available online. And if you go onto the Pets at Home website and search for hemp, our pet range is hemp-based, not CBD-based. So you can't sell CBD to animals without a prescription in the UK. But if you search for hemp on the Pets at Home website, you will see that we are the dominant provider of products of that type. We're, as you can imagine, in regular contact with them, and getting into their stores would be, I think certainly a very significant game changer for us. I think people shop differently. We're all moving generally to online purchases, but I think people have different attitudes with their animals. I know it's a cliche that people spend more on their animals than they do on their children, but I know I'm that cliche. If one of my children is not very well, I tell them to go to bed and take some vitamin C. If my dog doesn't look very well, my wife and I are fussing around it and doing whatever we possibly can to try and make the dog better. And I think people have that attitude. If you go into Pets at Home to buy your dog food or a new dog lead, the temptation is to look around what else they've got. And if you find that there's a supplement or a shampoo or a deodorant that you think is going to be better for your dog, and it's a natural product, and this is what we make and sell in Pets at Home, the temptation will be, and I know because I'm a dog owner myself, the temptation will be, well, I'll add that to my basket and I'll see if that helps my Spaniel or Labrador or whatever you may have. So getting to stores will be a huge moment for us, and it's a big validation as well. Especially in the contract manufacturing side, people want to know, just you've asked a minute ago, who are your customers, who else do you make for? And although we'll always maintain that Swiss bank approach, it's great to be able to say, well, actually, we are in Pets at Home. And if we're good enough for them, and if we can provide the logistics and support for a business of that size, trust us, we'll do exactly the same for your business as well.
Yes. Now, you announced today as well an online commerce strategy. Now, this is alongside your sales through the Amazon platform. How will you pursue a direct e-commerce strategy whilst managing the existing Amazon angle and your high street retail sales?
Well, we have tinkered with our online strategy. I mean, Voyager is 3.5 years old, and our first sales were online, and we sell online pretty much every day, as you'd expect. Customers will come onto our website. We've looked at different arrangements over the years. We've changed, I think, improved our website. But something we would like to do is to move to Shopify. And there's a risk I'm going to drop into jargon here, but our current website is run on a system called WordPress. We think Shopify will produce a probably prettier, more interesting, more user-friendly website. So we'd like to switch that to Shopify. We think there are also some benefits on other parts of the business if we move our stores and other remote sales, so either at sort of trade fairs or markets, or we're out and about. That can also be covered through Shopify as well. Our entire stock system could be run by Shopify. At the moment, we use 3 different sort of interlocking pieces of software. So like a lot of things in IT, there's an upfront cost. We think it'd be around about £10,000 to set up a new Shopify website. But a lot of that cost, we think, will be recovered going forward through lower IT costs on things like stock control and things like shop sales. But most importantly, this is not about saving money, it's about generating sales. With a better website and coupled with a new and, I think, improved digital marketing and SEO strategy, we think we should be able to generate greater exposure for Voyager. And I said earlier, customers come back. They buy products from us. They seem to work. They come back and buy again. When they buy again, they might buy 2 products. They might try something else we make. So online sales is, again, it'd be an understatement to say, is extremely important to the development of the business. And if we have to invest a fairly modest amount, I mean, we're talking to around about £10,000 to improve that side of the business, that's quite an easy decision for us to make. And it goes well with manufacturing. We're making our own products. The more we sell online, the more we're manufacturing. And it goes well with the stores as well. We've always been agnostic. Buy our products in one of our stores, buy it online. We only have one bank account. It all comes down through the same funnel. But the more ways we can service customers, the more opportunity we get to expand that sales presence.
Yeah, well, you do have many different streams there, sales streams there. Now, in terms of looking forward, Nick, where do you see time being spent most to protect and build the business?
I think that the two jewels in our crown are manufacturing, which is probably evident from this morning's announcement in terms of the customers we're winning, both on their brand and also on our own brand. But also e-commerce or digital marketing, if you prefer, is an important part of our strategy. I'm not belittling the other parts of the business at all, but these are the two areas where we think we can make a big difference. Manufacturing, because there are very, very few CBD specialist manufacturers in the UK who can do the formulation and take the product right through to being shelf ready. So we will fill the bottle, we'll label it, we'll package it, we'll barcode it, we'll batch code it, and we can deliver it to customers ready to be sold. And one of our customers never even sees their product. We just send it straight to Amazon for them. So it's ready to be sold. On e-commerce, this will always be the highest margin part of the business. And what we've outlined in this morning's announcement is that for a relatively low upfront cost, we think we can very significantly develop that high margin part of the business. So that they're quite different bookends in terms of the business. I mean, manufacturing is more about trade sales. E-commerce is obviously B2C. But those are the two areas where we're really going to focus our time. And like every business, you pick your battles. You pick the areas where you think you can make the most impact for the investment you're proposed to make. And those are the areas where we think Voyager can really excel.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us today, Nick. Now, although there's been some disappointing news, it seems that you're still doing well in terms of sales and growing the business. So we look forward to hearing from you again soon and speaking to you here at Stockbox.
Well, thanks very much, Pam. And you're right. As I say, it's been a slightly sort of topsy-turvy week, but the main message is this business has never had such an array of customers and customers of size that we have at the moment. So although we have a little bit of a hiccup in terms of our corporate strategy, the commercial side and the exposure that Voyager is getting is absolutely where we want it to be.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.